Hey, what is going on everyone? My name is JcGreen and welcome to my top 5, or actually scratch that, my top 10 favorite anime of my own personal opinion. I like to share with you guys what my personal favorite anime is, since it's a valid question to ask.
JC, what do you like as anime? What's your favorite? What do you love in anime?
In general, I have my top 10 list, which also involves an honorable mention, so you guys get to experience 11 anime that I personally love and adore. So, let's get started. First, let us start off with an honorable mention. Grave of Fireflies. This is a war movie without CGI explosions, carnage, or militarism that does not deceive its audience with delusion of heroism or bravery. Instead, it focuses on those left behind and those who are afflicted with bereavement and dear poverty as a result of war that the characters do not understand. Not afraid to show its harrowing aspects of their survival or the violence that they have witnessed or the death that the characters have experienced. Its anti-war sentiment is clear, and its refusal to not water down to these issues for contemporary audiences shows this anime's sheer integrity of filmmaking. Soul Eater is a great anime from start and almost to finish. The only weak part of being that the last few episodes up until this amazing rollercoaster ride of action, the show is primarily an action anime, but it has great characters as well. I was expecting the typical superficial anime with shallow characters. The only real reason I kept watching the show was because it was produced by Studio Bones. But what I got was a great action anime that isn't pretentious and doesn't take itself too seriously, unlike other action anime out there. Soul Eater is a great anime, a pull behind a horrible ending, but if you can get past that, you'll come to actually appreciate the show as a whole. If you decide to watch the show, I highly suggest you watch it to the end and then continue reading the manga from the chapters where the story diverts. If you don't watch this show or read the manga, then you are nothing short of a fool.
Me? Well, my name is Oxford. Fool! I really am quite intelligent. Fool! Yes, of course I do. That's why I came here in the first... I'm sorry, but could you tell me in what way I'm being a fool? Fool! No, why do they? So that pretty girl I saw in the picture was your... I can't help but notice that your stories and these provisions don't really seem to be connected in any significant way.
Number 9. Morrow Penguindrum. This anime is one of the most rarest breed of anime series to come across in the anime industry lately. It is so undoubtedly weird and different that analyzing or more so reviewing or recommending this anime is a challenge of itself. Saying the cliche phrase, "there's nothing like it," is an understatement. The anime features a story that is akin to a journey, that is not just any journey either. It's one of the intense, brooding, and under-earthing to discover some semblance of meaning, and at the very end of it all, it's quite different to discern from the whole journey meant anyway, after the 24 episodes that it tries to spread across. Simply put, Morrow Penguindrum is so different. It is worth watching that spectacle, as it truly does some mind-bending and unconventional things. Mind-bending is definitely the key word for this series, as it hardly feels cohesive, nor does it have one particular theme, nor does it follow any other major rules that make any other form of sequential storytelling, let alone an anime series, great. Number 8. Barakamon. In spite of my praise, Barakamon isn't a perfect show, at least near the end. It rushes towards what feels to feel like a bit of a rushed conclusion, given that the manga is still ongoing, while introducing the only character I actively disliked, Hida's mother, who does little besides physically assault her own son to stop him from going back to Goto after he returns to the mainland for an expedition. I thought a long time about the degree of damage of some of these missteps did from the show, and I ultimately decided while they were a bit out of place, they don't change my opinion whatsoever as far as my top 10 list of favorite anime. And honestly, Barakamon might have just been my most surprised, yet my most favorite show of 2014. Number 7. Clannad the series. The dramatic portion of Clannad Season 1 may have been relatively muted in comparison to previous Kyoan's adaptations, but the same does not hold for Clannad Afterstory, which proves some of the most outstanding human drama for a key story to date in anime. The bulk of heart and emotional appeal which was obtained in the first season is all contracted in the later half of this sequel, while attaining the most maturity of its writing, which is set for the Clannad narrative apart from its predecessor, it is noteworthy that the exponential pathos utilizes within the story would not have worked perfectly as it did if the first season had not focused on the relatively blissful days of schooling life of the cast. Especially the main couple. Put both seasons into context of each other, and it becomes apparent that the time spent on the happier days of so-and-so, which I will not mention just for spoilers, is but an invitation for the viewers to make a heavy emotional investment in the two, which is crucial to the execution of the high drama later on. Episodes 16 and 18 in particular are destined to be in the running of the most memorable moments of 2009, if not entirely of anime history. For the dramatic climaxes in both episodes, the animation, while a notch down from Kito-an's usual high, it is still one of the most wonderful visual novel sights I've seen in anime, and together with the soundtrack of its visual novel, which are also used here, adds the emotional power of the story greatly. And I highly recommend you guys, if you love romance, go watch After Story, please do. It is the reason why I put it in my top 10 because of its sole embodiment of emotion that it carries on to you as a person after watching this, and just as a whole of this entire anime. Please watch Clannad and Clannad After Story. Number 6. Steins Gate. This is an incredible solid show, well deserved to even be a purchase in your own collection. To make it even better, the dub is a fantastic experience. Every up and down hits you in the right way, from quirky humor, the gripping drama, to awkward but adorable romance. Steins Gate simply leaves you wanting to see what happens next. If you want to introduce someone even to anime, or if you just like to see a strong time-traveling plot, or hell, even if you want to just sit down and watch a fantastic show in general, Steins Gate is definitely for you, and this is why it's worthy to be in my top 10 list of all time. Number 5. Nagi no Asakura. This is definitely a very subjective and very entertaining anime, at least for me, that keeps the attention of the audience throughout the entire runtime by the use of a variety of methods. It fulfills its ideas about traditionalism well and does a great job of having the audience connect with its characters who are flawed but are still very likable. It seems scatterbrained in a lot of areas because of its use of too many characters and the ideas that is coverable for a 26 episode series. It is overdramatic in a lot of parts, and the romance endures are focused on more than they should be, and it can be bothersome for some people, and there isn't a whole lot of them in retrospect. Characters crying too much and too soon lead to desensitization of tears in general for the show, but all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Production values are outstanding and definitely should not be overlooked whatsoever. That's why I find it more a very subjective anime that I personally love and adore every bit of the romance. So that is why Nagi no Sakura is my number 5. Number 4. Toki Magnitude 8.0. It doesn't really matter if you're not into drama or if you're a male, and the series seems a bit joycy. Everyone must watch this superb and moving story, and I'm sure that there won't be many people out there disliking or ignoring its own content. Personally, Toki Magnitude 8.0 touched me as an anime that haven't touched me for a long time, and I found that as something refreshed and between so many overused themes I've seen in other anime, and at the beginning I really wanted to slap Mirai, yet I slowly started liking her. Yuki was my joy and my pain, and yet I think I would ever decide to watch this again, it'd just be for him. Mari didn't build great feelings for me, but I liked her and I recognized her as one of the pillars for the own siblings. The story is a rare one of a kind that I recommend to exactly everyone out there, even to those who have never watched anime before. Number 3. Baku Know. Unlike many great anime today, Baku Know isn't really about cognitive profound moments or spiritual upliftings. The anime knows how to be downright neurotic, but particularly everything can be taken at face value. There's no convoluted message that's being shoved down the audience's throat. Many may not like the straightforward or shallow of the anime's ends up being, but that was never the point of Baku Know. It is supposed to be a clean, straightforward fun about cults, terrorists, the mafia, and various misunderstood psychopaths. Cool is probably the most appropriate word I could describe Baku Know. The slick animation and the catchy music only adds to the overall benefit of the show. If you want a dash of style or a pitch of epicness, pick up this anime. There's comedy, there's drama, there's action, there's romance. All you need now is popcorn and a soda. This is an absolute epic anime that I recommend to all to watch and enjoy. Number 2. 5 centimeters per second. This is an excellent film. It never follows standard conventions of storytelling, and it really flourishes because of it. But by having its own way in terms of how it's doing its storytelling and its visual aesthetics, 5 centimeters creates its own unique and memorable version of reality. Some viewers may dislike the film's simplicity and the open-ended nature of its own ending, but by choosing that route, the film becomes all more mature and artistic because of it. It is unique, mature, and beautiful. A real artistic masterpiece. Reason being why it's my #1 favorite anime film to date. Now for my #1 favorite out of all the anime I've seen. My #1 favorite in my top 10 most favorite list goes to The Devil is a Part-Timer. Personally, I love this anime. I did begin watching this with rather low expectations when it first aired back in 2013, and the over-top effects at the start quickly informed me that I thought this anime was trying to deceive me into thinking that it was some supernatural action type story. But rather, I would soon venture into something comedically valued as a plot, and instead I did. Yet the more I wanted to lose interest, the more I just craved to continue watching more. I also find this very relative because for me, working at McDonald's when I was younger, I found it very relative by making a parody off of something called McRonald's, which I find absolutely hilarious. With the characters, there are some flaws with this anime. It's not the most best in the world, I wouldn't say it is. It's just something that personally thrived and made me love this anime. Probably more of a relative stance, but I love this anime for many reasons, for its comedic value and such funny storytelling that I personally just love. I don't know why I love it, I just do. And that's why I just personally want to state it as my most favorite anime. Out of all the anime I've seen, this is by far the most hilarious one I think I've seen, and definitely something that I'll always cherish for the rest of either my anime YouTubing career or just in general as me being an anime watcher. I love this anime and I recommend it to all to enjoy. And that concludes my top 10 list of my favorite anime that I've watched and loved. Anyways guys, let's just wrap up my top 10 favorite list. If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel as well. Comment down below on your thoughts and opinions of these anime that I mentioned as well. Share your top 10 list down in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you guys love, not just myself, but I'd love to know what you guys love as your top 10 list. As well, be sure to follow me on Twitter, as well check out the Otaku channel. Podcasts are usually every week and we do all sorts of fun, great things. Go check it out guys, it's exciting and a fun ride with all sorts of AniTubers just like myself. Anyways, of course, my name is JcGreen and I'll see you guys next time on my next anime related video. Peace guys.